ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Dear devotees, in the last class, if you remember, last class that is around 2 weeks before, in the verse number 3, Manisha Panchakam, we were discussing once a Vedantic student, after understanding the Vedantic teachings, which he has received from his Guru, that the world is perishable, anitya, and the Atman, his own nature, alone is real, is alone nitya, eternal. With the calm and pure mind, controlled mind, tranquil mind, one who can constantly meditate on Brahman, what happens? All his agami and sanchita karma will be destroyed, and he will give the prarabdha karma to body, and he keeps himself happy, or he will be blissful. And that will be his last birth. That, we try to understand, we try to discuss. Now, in the fourth verse, he will be discussing Ayamatma Brahma. We all know that we have got 4 Mahavakyas. Prajnanam Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi. These 3 things has been seen in the 3 verses. Now the last Mahavakya, Ayamatma Brahma, which is traditionally accepted, the 4th one, Ayamatma Brahma, this is to be discussed. And the essence of the 4th Mahavakya, Ayamatma Brahma, means I am Atma, I am that Atman, or this Atman is Brahman. This is from Atharvana Veda and from especially from the Mandukya Upanishad. In the Agama Prakarana, we get this mantra, Mahavakya, and that has been discussed in essence form in the 4th verse. Then let us try to, understand the 4th verse actually. Ya tiryaṅnaradevatābhirahamityantaḥ sphuṭā gṛhyate Yadbhāsā hṛdayākṣadehaviṣayā bhānti svato'cetanāḥ tāṃ bhāsyaiḥ pihitārkamaṇḍalanibhāṃ sphūrtiṃ sadā bhāvaya Nyogī nirvṛtamānaso gururityeṣā manīṣā mama. Now, I don't know whether you will remember or not the first class or the first verse, because I think 3 or 4 weeks before we discussed. When I ask, sometimes people look at each other. Why? Because yesterday's breakfast we don't remember, Swamiji, or a day before yesterday something happened we don't remember, and you are expecting us to remember the 1 month before, which we discussed in the the Manisha Panchakam. It is too you are too optimistic, Swamiji, or too much you are expecting from us. Anyhow, what to do? I have to expect so that I can be optimistic and I can be peaceful at least. So anticipating that, at least if not all, few of you are remember, in the first verse we did discuss that avasthatraya vichara, discussion on the 3 states of existence, that sushupti, deep sleep state, and swapnavastha, that is dream state, and the jagradavastha, that is the waking state, and how the consciousness exists in all these 3 states and which is beyond all these things. The same or rather similar vichara, similar idea also has been discussed in the 4th verse, but in a bit different way. And in the 3rd line of this 4th verse, actually, interestingly, Shankaracharya discusses about the nididhyasana phalam, the fruits of Vedantic contemplation, Vedantic meditation. Now, in the yogic meditation, in the bhakti meditation, generally, we are supposed to sit in one place. We are supposed to close our eyes sit in a good right posture, and we are supposed to meditate. Vedanta also accepts it, allows it, but it doesn't stop there. Vedanta says that you can do the contemplation at any given point of time in any state. You are walking. During the walking with the open eyes, because if you close your eyes, then you will fall. There can be an accident. With the open eyes, with the walking, you can do Vedantic meditation. You are working, just cleaning the house. During that time, you can do the Vedantic meditation. Why? Because it is nothing but the Vichara, Vedantic contemplation. What is the Vedantic contemplation? It is nothing but who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Am I this body? No. Am I this Tumak, if you remember? I mean, I think in the Upanishad I was telling this. So every Anatma has got 5 features. So this body has got that 5 features. So it cannot be. Am I mind? No. Am I intellect? No. Am I this world and objects? No. Then I am that consciousness. I am that awareness which is aware of all these things. So like this Vedantic meditation, one can keep on doing with the open eyes at any given point of time in any state. So, and by that what happens has been discussed in this mantra. Let us try to understand. Now, I am asking you to look into if you have got the text with you, in the fourth line, yogi. Here yogi, they are using the word yogi. Here yogi means what? It is not the Patanjali yoga, one who is practicing the Patanjali yoga, that yogi, no. Here yogi means he is Vedantic sadhaka. Vedanta sadhaka, one who is practicing the Vedantic philosophy in his life, or one who is practicing Vedantic contemplation. Means, in other words, one who has done enough karma yoga so that he has got the purification of the mind. And one who also has done enough upasana or bhakti yoga. So he has got chitta ekagrata, one who has got stabilized mind. Many times we hear Vedanta, and when we get into the work, when we get into the office, when we get into the family, immediately some situation or conversations can disturb our mind. Our Vedanta gets flied away. That means there is no emotional stability. We simply get carried over by our emotions, either positive or negative. So there is no emotional stability. But when we do upasana, enough thing, then such person's emotional stability has been maintained and he has got good amount of concentration. And also this here yogi means he also who has done enough shravana manana, means one who has done systematic, consistent study of Vedanta or Upanishads, and who has done enough reflection, manana. Again and again he has tried to reflect on the Vedantic teachings, and most of his doubts has been cleared, and who has got firm conviction about the Vedantic teachings. Now you may think, so we are also attending your class for a long time, Swamiji, regularly. Are we not this? You may be, you might not be. I can't say this. You have to test yourself. You have to question yourself. Are you clear about the Vedantic teachings? And have we done enough selfless work so that we have got enough purification of the mind? We have done enough upasana so that we have got chitta ekagrata or not? So one who has got sanchadush sampannata and one who knows Vedantic teachings in a well and no confusions, such a person, he is trying to contemplate. He is trying to contemplate on what? Yogi bhavyam. So yogi already I told. Who is yogi now I told? Bhavyam. Bhavyam. In the third line, end of the word. Bhavya. Bhavaya. So bhavaya means here it is not the feeling, it is meditating. Yogi bhavyam. Yogi bhavayam. So the yogi is meditating. What type of meditation? as I told you already, is doing Vedantic meditation. So what is that Vedantic meditation? The nature of Vedantic meditation. Aham nityaha, I am eternal. Aham satyam, I am the eternal truth. Aham shuddhaha, I am pure, personified. I am buddhaha, I am enlightened. Aham atmasvarupa. So when I say I am eternal, I am pure, I am enlightened. Now I means it is that I is referring to Atma, not with the body and mind. So we have to be careful. And manobuddhya ahankara chittani naham. This already we know that. Naham, I am not. What I am not? I am not the mind. I am not the intellect. I am not the ego. I am not the memory. I am not the body. I am not the world and its objects. Very well we can understand. But I am not the body and mind. I am not the ego. I am not the feelings. I am not the emotions. This is where it takes some time for us to understand. I am not the body-mind complex. Rather, I am eternal truth, which is consciousness, or Satchidananda. Aham Satyam, Atma Satyam, Anatma Mithya. So these are the three things which we can think. One is Aham Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Atma Swarupi. I am pure, eternal self in nature. Okay. And I am not the body-mind complex, body, mind, ego, memory. Second point in the meditation. The third is Atma eva satyam anatma mithya. Brahma satyam jagan mithya jivo brahmaiva naparaha. Brahman alone is real, whereas the world is an appearance. And there is no essential difference between individual self and the supreme self. So this is the Vedantic meditation. So there are different forms in Aprokshanabhuti. We have discussed different type of meditations, and this is what the Vedantic meditation when we do it. So we have to do this meditation as much as possible. It is not only morning 10-15 minutes, half an hour I do, evening half an hour I do. Okay, that is to start with fine. But whenever is possible, constantly we should keep on thinking about it. How? By doing this, what happens? Our anger, our stress, negative thoughts, all these things will be reduced. Many times people ask, Swamiji, I've got a problem. What is that? I get a short temper. I've got a short temper. What to do? There are many techniques has been told. Now as being Vedantin, I say, start thinking that anger is a thought or a feeling which you are not. You are the self, pure self. Hold on to that pure self and start observing objectively the thought or the feeling called anger. Then slowly it subsides, it gets diminished. Mind is restless, mind is boggling with some thought, our mind has been stressed, our mind has got some problem, our body has got some problem. Any given point of time, whenever there is a problem, whenever there is a favorable circumstances or unfavorable circumstances, both the times start thinking that I am the self and these are the part of anatma or body-mind complex or the world, which I am not. So that Vedantic meditation is not just sitting and doing as a spiritual practice. It has to be reflected in our day-to-day life. If you are becoming really Vedantin, what happens? If you remember my earlier class, FIR reduction program, frequency, intensity, recovery period will increase, will reduce. So with Atma, Sanyoga and Viyoga is there. Attachment and detachment. Because of that, Raga and Dvesha, love and hatred comes. And because of that, it creates impressions. It creates thoughts, it creates disturbances, etc. Now, if you hold on to the self, and if you can start looking everything as an objectively, everything as an object, all of them will stop disturbing you. It will all stop disturbing me. I give the example always. A person, you are walking, you heard a news that XYZ died. You don't know who is he. Or someone is taking, a dead body has been taken to the cremation ground. You are walking, you saw, oh, someone is dead. May the soul rest in peace. Sadgati, Shanti, 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 you said. And there was no reaction in your mind and you walked away. After some time, you experienced a similar situation, but the person who is dead there is a known person for you. Oh, he was a good person. He should not have died. Oh, my dear. Anyhow, what to do? And little reaction will be there. And again, you go further. And when our own family person died, then we start crying. Now, the incident, fact, death is common in all the three, but our reactions were different. Why? Because of attachment, me and mine. That me and mine, which is with the body and mind, that is what the ignorance. That's why we are all suffering. Raga and dvesha, because of the attachment and aversion, is bringing a bondage for us, is bringing a problem for us. So there is no problem in the world because the worldliness is in us. That's where there is a problem. And we should start discriminating this Atma and Anatma more and more, not only during the spiritual practice, not only during meditation time, at every given point of time, so that I can live happily. I can put the Vedanta into practice and I can be an enlightened person. That is the state of Buddha. Okay, so why I am giving all this explanation is what? Bhavyam, yogi, bhavyam. The yogi meditates upon that self. When I say yogi meditates on the self, he is sitting with the crossed leg, closing his eyes and is meditating. Don't think alone. It is not that alone. Rather, he is trying to hold on to that. I am that self and I am not this body mind, which is non-self, which is anatma. That has to be brought every moment in our life. Every moment in our life. That should become a very natural one. How? For an example, you get a promotion. You are so happy. Okay, but you are supposed to continue your work. You are taking your son or a daughter or a wife or a grandson or a granddaughter to their, to the school. You are going, you are driving, no doubt. But in your corner of mind, you are so happy because you have got a promotion. You might be cooking, you might be cleaning the house. Sometimes you forget, no doubt, but still your mind is happy because you got promotion. You are talking with some of your friends and relatives. In the corner of your mind is thinking about that, how beautiful it is. I got my promotion, I got my salary increased, and I was aspiring for a long time. Similarly with the negative things also, which is disturbing, highly disturbing, whether you want or not, it keeps on crawling in our mind at the, as an underground thing continuously. So our Vedantic meditation, bhavyam, when I say that, this Vedantic thought, I am the self and I am not the body and mind. I am the self, not the body and mind, including the world, that should keep on creeping, crawling in our mind. Or as a basement, or as a rather underground stream, it should keep on going it. Then what happens? Then our confusions will be reduced. Our problems will be reduced. Our disturbances will be reduced to the minimum. You will be traveling from what to so what. So if you are carefully with all this mind and the impressions, you will not get carried over easily. And after an accident, we will think, oh my God, so much problems. Yeah. So holding on to self, all these problems will be reduced. So yogi bhavyam, yogi is contemplating on the Brahman, meditating on the Brahman, means what? He is bringing the I am the self at every walk of his life, at every moment of his life, as much as possible. By that, dukkeshu anudvigna manaha, sukeshu vigata spruha, vitaraga bhayakroda, stitadhir muniruchyate. It is Sthita Prajna Lakshana. The characteristic feature of Sthita Prajna, a person who has got steady wisdom. Dukkeshu anudvigna manaha. In the dukkha, during sorrow times, his mind is not agitated. Sugeshu vigata spruha. During the favorable circumstances, or enjoying the lottery, or enjoying the any happiness things, his mind is not exalted unnecessarily. Dukkeshu anudvigna mana sukeshu vigata spruha. Vita raga bhaya krodha. Vita means free, raga attachment, bhaya fear, krodha anger. Stitadi muniruchyate. His mind is steady. Such person is called muni. So that is attainable. That is possible for all of us to attain. It is not only for monk. It is not only for Vivekananda, Ramakrishna, Guru Nanak, or Buddha, Chaitanya. It is possible for every one of us. That is the goal of Vedanta. We have to put into practice alone. So yogi bhavyam, we have to do that. So sadā bhavyam. So that yogi, he tries to remember this time and again. That's why they use the word sadā bhavyam. If you have got a text, you can see in the third line of the fourth verse, last two words, sadā bhavyam yogi, bhāvaya yogi. Yogi, he constantly meditates. Means he constantly tries to remember, I am the self, not the body and mind, including the world. So, Vedantic centered life, self centered life, selfishness, no. Here, self means conscious centered life. Okay. Okay. Now, Yogi Sada Bhavyam, you understood now. This should be our spiritual practice. We should start doing it now every moment. If not, at least good amount of time we should dedicate our mind for this. Okay. Now, what is the object of meditation? Okay, there should be vastu, isn't it? Now I am meditating on Ramakrishna. So Ramakrishna form is the object of meditation. Or I am meditating on the waves, the nature of waves for a physicist, as a physicist. So it is an object of meditation. So what is the object of meditation if you ask? So the Acharya is telling, Shankaracharya, sphūrtiṃ. Sphūrtiṃ means here Atma Chaitanya, not Kannada Spurti. In Kannada Spurti means we know that. So here Spurti means it is Atman or Chaitanyam. In the first verse again, if you remember, Shankaracharya had used the word samvid, isn't it? The same idea, the same meaning here he is also using. Spurti means Atma Chaitanyam. Means Yogi Sada Bhavyam. Yogi is trying, constantly meditating. On what? What is the object of his meditation? If you ask, it is on Spurtim. It is on Sakshi, or it is on Atman, it is on Chaitanyam. So what is meditating? Already I told you. So like I am the self, and I am not the part or product or property of the body. And I am not affected by diseases, by death, or any external internal changes. And I am all pervading. And I also survive after the death. And I am that indestructible, eternal, blissful Atman self in real nature. So that's what he is trying to meditate. Okay. Now, Chaitanyam, already I have explained what is Chaitanyam. Again, so what is Chaitanyam if you ask me? So that has been explained by Adi Shankaracharya in the first 2.5 lines. In the 2.5 lines, he is explained. What is Chaitanyam? Afterwards, he is telling the yogi is meditating on that, Chaitanya, so that what happens? He is happy and all the time. He is blissful at all given point of time. Now let us try to understand from the first 2.5 lines, so that we will try to understand what is this Chaitanya? What is that my real nature? Who am I if you ask? I am so-and-so, I am son of so-and-so, daughter of so-and-so. All these things we were telling. But Vedanta is telling that is not your real biodata. That is your pseudo-data, pseudo-biodata, pseudo-CV. Your real biodata, according to the Upanishads, is something different. What is that? Let us see. Ya, the first word in the verse. Ya means that which. What is that which? That which is referring to Atman Chaitanyam or Spūrtiṃ. Okay. Ya, tiryaṅnaradevatābhirahamityantaḥ. Tiryaṅnaradevatābhirahamityantaḥ. Tiryam means what? Tiryam means animals, beasts, nara, human beings. Devatābhihi means celestial beings or gods or goddesses with a small g. Okay. Tiryam nara devatābhihi ahamiti antah sphuṭā gṛhyate. Ahamiti, I am that, or I. Antah sphuṭā gṛhyate. Gṛhyate means experienced, known. Aham sphuṭā gṛhyate. Antah sphuṭā gṛhyate means clearly grasped within. Means the human beings, the beasts, and even the celestial beings, every one of them experience the individuality. or that I, whatever we are experiencing, which is mixed with the body and mind complex, that is fine. So that whatever we are experiencing, the I, that has been experienced by animals, human beings, and the celestial beings. Everyone is experiencing that I in their internally. Why internally? Means in their mind or in the heart. To tell that, it is told. Now, okay, it is experienced, you are saying. How is it experienced? Is it with a vagueness, clearly, or with mixed ones, or confused ones? If you ask, they are telling sphuṭā gṛhyate. Sphuṭā gṛhyate means it is clearly grasped. Where is it grasped? Where is it understood? Antaha, inside. Inside means in the mind, in the heart. So it is not vague, it is very clearly understood. Okay. So antakarna here. Antaha means antakarna, that is the mind. Okay. In what form he is experiencing? If you ask, ahamiti, I am the I as I. Now, Upanishad is telling, okay, you are experiencing as I, not only human beings, even animals, celestial beings, gods and goddesses like Indra, Varuna, Shashanka, Marut, Prajapati, all these things we keep on saying that, isn't it? So all the celestial beings, Yaksha, Kinnarva, Kubera, for example, all of them are experiencing this I. But the problem is, the I is what Chaitanya, I is what the self. But unfortunately, we have mixed the I with so many things, with body, with mind, with intellect, with pseudo ego, with the memory, with our actions, with our house, with our vehicle, with our mobile phone. We have mixed and we are suffering. Recently, I had a very strange experience. He's a quite old professor. He's a retired professor, of course. He's a retired professor. And while explaining something or while addressing him something, I didn't use the word or I didn't refer him as a professor. With all due respect, we spoke with all due respect, I addressed him, but I didn't use the professor word, it seems. For that, he was angry. He was annoyed. So this is what it happens. If you are not being Vedantic, if you are not discriminative, I mean discernment, if you don't have, he was angry. He wrote a very sharp email, or he sent a very sharp words. I mean, he colorfully, he used all that fine. But what was that? Basically, behind that, because he was not addressed as Professor so and so. So like this, oh, I gave so much donation, I have not been acknowledged properly. I have done so much work, I have not been acknowledged properly. All our I has been mixed with the body and mind. We have feeling limited actually, which is unfortunate. So Vedanta is trying to tell, oh my dear, you have mixed up, you have jumbled up yourselves and you are suffering. Get away from these jumblings. Get away from this ahankara. Get away from this confusions. Then you can be happy. So we are all perceiving the world. I am perceiving, for example, most of you are able to see me. How? Oh, through internet we can say that. How? Again, I ask, if you say, you will ask, if I ask, you will say through I and all. And you are able to hear my talk. So you are able to understand, I hope so. How? Because through ears, all these things fine. But how it is actually, perception is happening. How am I perceiving the world? How am I perceiving the objects? If you ask, they tell it is because the Atman is shining everything. So that is seen in the second line. That is like, let us try to understand. Now, bhānti, in the second line, there is a word called bhānti. Bha means what? Knowledge, light. Bhānti means shining, appearing. So what is appearing or shining? Let us try to understand. Now, how the world is understood, how the world is experienced has been told in the second line. Okay, let us. hṛdayākṣadehaviṣayā. Hṛdaya, mind. Hṛdaya means your mind. Aksha means sense organ. Any sense organ, 5 sense organs of knowledge, I mean, Gnanendriyas. Then Deha, body. Vishaya means sense objects. Okay. So what is their nature? Svato'cetanāḥ. The mind, the body, the sense organs and the sense objects. Means the body-mind complex along with the world, entire world and its objects. All of them are included here. What is their nature? Svataha acetanaha. They are insentient in nature. Okay. Svataha acetana. Then how they are known? Then they are working and they are behaving, they are whatever they are doing, all that things. How? Because of Yadbhāsā. Yadbhāsā means by whose light, by whose illumination, all these things are known is what? Tam. Tam means that consciousness. Tam in the third line, first word, tam, that consciousness, bhāsyaiḥ, by its illuminations. Just it's a straight line. Straight answer is that consciousness is the source, is the cause, reason for us to understand, to experience our own body. We need body and mind to experience the world. Fine, it's like an instrument. But how I'm able to feel I have got a body, or how body is able to experience so many things. Like you are seeing my figure, you are hearing my sound, you are feeling the cold or heat, all these things, isn't it? All these things is because of the consciousness. So consciousness is illuminator and all of them are illumined. The consciousness is the knower and all of them are known. That by this time already you know all these things. So consciousness is the source by which everything is known. So consciousness is illumining everything. When I say consciousness is illumining everything means what? With the help of consciousness, you are trying to get you are getting aware of its presence. That's what I mean. So here Vedanta is telling very clearly objects, the world and its objects, body, mind, sense organs, everything, all of them are inert in nature. Okay. With the help of consciousness, they derive the consciousness. With the help of the consciousness, they are known. Now, when I say with the help of the consciousness, or rather, I will put, there is a consciousness in the body, means body is known or aware. We are aware of our body because of the consciousness. When I say consciousness is in the body, when the Vedanta says consciousness exists everywhere, consciousness is in the body, when Vedanta says, what does it mean? That means we are aware of the body. Consciousness is been pervaded, it is all pervading. When you say, what does it mean? That means we are able to understand the world and its objects. I'm able to see an object. I'm able to understand that there is a rose, there is water, there is fire, there is a rock. How? Because of with the help of consciousness. How? For example, I will give an example, 2 examples you will understand. Now in a room, there are 10 or 15 things. So there's a memory exam. I ask, okay, there are 10 or 15 items. I will give you 5 minutes. You look into it. Then afterwards, I will take you to different room. Then there will be memory test. Then all of you will see time and again, and you will try to remember, or maybe by heart, or you might form a poem, or if you form you can you can try to remember all the things with the help of stitching a story. All these things you tried and you listed out. However, say for an example, discussion sake, there were 15 items, I said, and all of you tried and to know 5, 8, 10, 12, 13, at the maximum 14 only was listed, 15th was not listed. Then I said, you are missing the 15th one, so no one is winner actually in that way. Then someone said, no, Swamiji, there was nothing else other than this. I can challenge you. Then I said, fine, come, one more chance I will give you. See once more and let me know. Then he comes back. The person who had given 14, who had written 14 items, he was very confident. Then I brought to the room, next room, and I asked him, look now again once more, and you will give a chance. I will give you a chance. Then he looked everything and he said, look, all the 14 items, whatever it was there in the room has been written. There is no 15th item which is not visible. If it is invisible, I do not know, but it is not visible. So you can't tell me that there was a 15th item or there is 15th item. You have to give me the price. Then I say, oh my dear, yes, it is visible, but you are not able to recognize it. What does it mean? Because of the light, you were able to see all the 14 items, but you didn't recognize the light. Because of the presence of the light, only we were able to see all the 14 objects, isn't it? So light is also an object. Why did you forget about it? If he's like you, if he's a Vedantic student, he will be able to understand this. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense for him. So now you can very well understand, because of the light, you were able to see, of course, sense organ is required. But because of the light, I was able to see all the 14 items, but we forget about the existence of a light. We take it for granted. That's what Vedanta is trying to tell us. One more example I will give. Like for example, a room has been closed. All the doors, windows, everything has been closed. Okay. So, and there was a shade created. And now there's a complete darkness. Then from externally, from the little distance, I place a mirror. Then the sun's reflection falls on the mirror, and that reflection is being placed in such a way that angle, that reflection fell on the door. And there was a small hole was done, and through that light is beeping and it is entering into the room, and some portion of the room is getting, lightened. Now what happened actually? The sun is reflecting on the mirror, and the reflection of the sunlight is going through, is traveling, and there was a small hole. Through that small hole, it is getting into the room, and whatever in that purview, you are able to see things. So similarly, the sun is what like self, mirror is like a mind, and the things and the room with a complete darkness is nothing but the body, mind, or the world, or world, not the mind, body and the world. So without the sun, there was no reflection, and without the reflection, we would not have seen. That's what we see. For example, also, there is a beautiful cloud. We are having a rain here, and there's a cloud. It's completely, there's a cloud. If you ask, is there a sun? Yes. But can we show? No. Why? Because sun has been covered by the clouds. So clouds, we are able to perceive the existence of clouds. Okay. Yesterday we had a wonderful, very big moon I could see yesterday and day before yesterday. Okay, very big moon. So just Purnima as a full moon day is over. So there's a lot of good amount of moonlight. Because of that also, I can try to see, I may see the clouds if the clouds exist. Now on the new moon day, there is no sun, there is no moon also on the night. If the cloud exists, can we see? Can I understand? Can I perceive? If you ask, may no. Why? Because there is no sunlight, there is no moonlight. As a result, what the sky has been covered by, I do not know. So because I was able to experience the cloud because of either of sunlight or of moonlight. So similarly, I am seeing every inert object. Why? Because of the consciousness. That is what the Vedantin is trying to tell here. So Pihita and the Shankaracharya, how the perception is happening is given example. In the third line, Pihita Arka Mandalanibhāṃ. Pihita means covered, Arka means orb of the Arka Mandala means arc of the sun, orb of the sun, Nibhāṃ means like just the sun has been covered, or solar orb is covered by the clouds. So even the self, the self is also covered by the ignorance, just like cloud is also covered by ignorance. Because the sun is covered by clouds, are we not getting sunlight? Yes, we are getting it. But we might think, or a child may think there is no sun because it has been covered by the clouds. But we know that no, sun is there behind the clouds. So similarly, now by this time, you will be able to know that I am that self. But still we have got ignorance. So many times it will not come into effect. So, or you say you are Vedantin and you are behaving like a foolish or charvaka. If people say it is true, because still there is an ignorance, ignorance, cloud ignorance, whatever say. So that has to be removed. For that, Vedantic meditation has to be done. Sadhabhavyam, yogi, sadhabhavyam. He keeps on meditating. He tries to think, I am that self, I am that self, and I am not that self, I am that self, and I am not that self. He keeps on discrimination his mind with self and not self, or with eternality and non-eternality. that keep on hammering the mind with the Vedantic hammer, then what happens? It removes all the ignorance. When the clouds is being dispersed, then I'll be able to see the sunlight. So similarly here, when Ajnana Nasha happens, what? Avrutti Shakti, we know that. Avarana Shakti, which has been covered, the power of covering has been removed. When it is the cover has been removed, the power of projection, Vikshepa Shakti, is also removed. But the Maya, it is Shakti. For individual, it is Ajnana, so it is a dosha. Avarana dosha, Vikshepa dosha. The mistake of covering and the mistake of projecting. When both things are gone, then what happens? We are realized people. Rather, I see thing as it is. I don't see the distorted image, confused image, jumbled up image, mixed up image, or whatever. Just like when the clouds has been removed, I'm able to see the sun properly. Similarly, when the ignorance is been removed, then I don't misunderstand about myself. We say that, oh, I thought she was so good, she was good, but now recently I came to know that she is not. I thought he's not good, but my understanding was wrong. He's really gentleman. So like this, we keep on saying that. Now I have understood wrongly about myself. I am happy and unhappy. I am good, I am bad. I am short and I am height. I am thin, lean, and I am obese. I am hardworking or I am lazy. All these external qualities has been attributed to me, but I am none of them. All this belongs to my body and mind, but I am that indestructible self, which is Satchidananda Swarupa. I am the illuminator. The whole world, including every object, is been illumined. So this is what. So Satyatva Buddhi has to shift from Anatma to Atma, or from the world to the self. I am the self and not the body. This has been told. So I am Atma Brahma. This has been told in this verse. So I think, and that yogi, nirvṛtamānaso, he removes, what do you say, he fixes his mind on the self, and he withdraws his mind from the body, mind complex, or the world, and sadā bhavyan, he tries to meditate all the time. Then what happens? He experiences, who am I? And such a person is my guru. This is my conviction. Gururityeṣā manīṣā mama. Gururityeṣā manīṣā mama. So I shall accept him, such person, as my guru, and this is my firm conviction. This is the essence of the fourth verse. So very interestingly, Shankaracharya is giving lot of insights for us. How to lead our life, Vedantic life, in our day-to-day. So trying to think I am the self, not the body and mind. There is a pain. Yeah, pain is there. Okay, let me observe it, because the pain is for body and mind, not for me. The moment you detach from that, the pain reduces, or rather, clearly putting, the suffering reduces. There may be pain for your body and mind. For your body, there will be no suffering. All our suffering is what? Because of attachment. The moment you detach, your body, your head has got headache, no doubt, but you don't suffer. You have got a knee pain, rheumatism, you have got a leg pain, you have got hands pain, or you have got some other thing, maybe stomach ache, whatever it may be, or you have got tiredness that your body has got. I don't have that. My body has got these problems. I don't have that. When you can detach that, you can be happy, and there may be pain, but there will be no suffering. That is the beauty of Vedanta. And this Vedanta can be practiced at any given point of time. And by practicing it, you will be the most happiest person, blissful person, because that is my nature. That is everyone's nature. That's what Vedanta is asking us to do it. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu. If you got any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Yeah.